Books don't mix with water. A Percabeth alternate universe fanfiction, part 15. Merry Christmas, Annabeth said, walking into the Jackson household. Sally welcomed her in with a hug. Hi, dear, she said, floating off to the kitchen. Annabeth smiled at the people in the living room and placed her secret Santa gift on the counter. Sup, Leo called. Annabeth waved to him. As often as she had lunch with Percy and his friends, she hadn't managed to befriend more of them than just Jason and Grover. Jason was a lot like her, which was nice, and Grover was beyond friendly. They were much easier to talk to than, say someone like Leo, who was funny, yes, but more like the type of person she'd normally stay away from. Then again, Percy was also the type of person that she told herself she'd stay away from, and, now here she was, at his house. Good job. It was quite funny how life worked. Annabeth, dude, how have you been? Leo said excitedly. He jumped up and down and was rather close. Annabeth blinked at him silently. I'm good, she said mildly awkwardly. If you're bored, he jabbed a finger at the redhead, Grover's girlfriend is coming soon. She'd heard of his girlfriend. She went to an all-girls boarding school. Grover had always said that she and Annabeth would probably get along. Annabeth nodded at Leo. Nice to know, she said with a small smile. Leo was very excited, to say the least. Is he freaking you out? Grover leaned in and asked. Annabeth shrugged. I'm just not used to hanging around him, she admitted honestly. Grover nodded understandingly. Yep, Leo is a character. They both looked at him as he migrated to the coffee table and was dancing to All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Though he attempted the splits, it did not work, and Percy howled with laughter. Annabeth gave Grover a look. You're not wrong about that. Guys, it's Mean Girls, Leo shouted when Jingle Bell Rock began to play from the speakers. Annabeth had to bite her lip to keep from laughing too loudly when Leo forced Frank, Jason, and Grover to dance with him. Percy was mysteriously missing when they went looking for him. Annabeth saw a sliver of his black hair peeking out from the closet door, but chose not to mention it. When he did appear, though, she nudged him in the side with a smile. You owe me. I hope you know that, Annabeth teased. Percy smiled back at her. When do I not? He replied. His green eyes fell upon the sheer chaos in front of him. Leo was having the time of his life playing the Queen Regina George. Jason was supposed to be Gretchen, but he wasn't Gretchen enough, so he got replaced by Frank, who was originally Katie. How fitting. Are you sure that Leo's sober? Annabeth asked with an amused smile when Leo tried to kneel down seductively but failed and flailed. Percy nodded deeply. Oh yeah, definitely. Jason gave him a sobriety test before he entered, and Leo's always like that, he said with a laugh. Annabeth gave him a skeptical look, but he looked back completely serious. He may seem like he's on crack 24/7, but he's not. Annabeth nodded silently. Eventually, the door did swing open to reveal Juniper, Grover's girlfriend, and he excitedly leapt up and hugged her tight. It was very sweet, almost to the point of making her gag, but, that would be rude. This is Annabeth, Grover said, introducing the two girls. Juniper smiled and waved shyly. It wasn't her. Annabeth gave her nicest smile that she could make. For the record, it wasn't her fault that she had a resting mad face and oftentimes smiled in a cunning manner. Nice to meet you, Annabeth said. And then Juniper took this as an invite to sit her down on the couch and proceed to talk her ear off. Annabeth nodded and smiled politely, but good lord, did this girl talk a lot. and quite honestly, it wasn't really doing it for Annabeth. Juniper was nice, very nice, but too bubbly and sweet for her. Her friends needed to have a healthy dose of cynicism. After all, Annabeth was such a beacon of light herself. That's a really good idea. How well can it hold up with water? Annabeth asked. Okay, now she was intrigued. Juniper was talking about some eco-friendly alternatives to traditional and common and more wasteful things. 4 hours max. 3 with structural integrity, and then it starts breaking down, Juniper explained. Annabeth nodded. That's enough time, she said, and Juniper agreed. Hey, Junie, did you, bring that gift I told you to bring? Grover came back and asked. He had a very interesting expression on his face. But it was very mischievous. She'd often seen this look on Percy or Leo, but never on calm Grover. Juniper pointed to her coat. Yeah, Grover slammed his hand over Juniper's mouth, shocking both girls. Cool, he said quickly and turning away. Annabeth and Juniper looked at each other confused. What just happened? Ding! It was a text from Kieran, telling her that she had to come home soon since it was getting dark. I'm gonna head out, okay? Annabeth said, standing up and stretching a bit. Percy offered her some cookies to take home, and though at first she refused, Sally pushed them into her arms, not taking no for an answer. Thanks for inviting me. It was super fun. And Juniper, I'll add you back as soon as possible. The other girl gave her a thumbs up, and after pulling on her jacket, Annabeth went to open the door. Here, the lock's weird. Let me help you, Percy said, rushing over to help her when she struggled with getting the door open. Thanks, Annabeth said. There was a slight blush on her cheeks. Oh my God, his hands are so warm, she screeched in her head. When they finally got the door open, Annabeth waved goodbye, but before Percy could fully close the door, Grover shrieked, Everyone, freeze! And, well, everyone did, because there was a child shouting. Annabeth leaned her head back into the apartment to see what happened. There was everyone, minus Juniper, sitting or standing in the living room with huge smirks on their faces. What? Percy asked worriedly. Grover jabbed his finger upward. What? Annabeth and Percy exchanged confused looks before looking up, and then Annabeth's breath disappeared from her lungs. There was a tiny green plant with one berry on it. Oh no. Oh no, they did not! Is that mistletoe? Annabeth inquired, flickering her eyes from the plant to Percy, and then back to the party. Grover shrugged innocently. It happened by chance. You gotta do it. It's tradition, he said nonchalantly. Juniper looked at him with an incredulous look. You specifically told me to bring that, she said in a sweetly confused voice. Grover draped an arm around her shoulder and shoved her. Well, he prodded. Annabeth's mind went on to full panic. She looked up at Percy with wide eyes. If she's okay with it, he said uneasily. She nearly stumbled from shock. Was this actually gonna happen? Oh my God. Sure, she said, fighting to keep her voice even, because God forbid she squeak like a mouse in front of all these people. Even though it was very awkward with everyone basically holding their breaths and watching them, Percy was very calm. He smoothly cupped her cheek with a hand and pulled her in for a gentle kiss. Now, it wasn't like Annabeth hadn't ever been kissed before. It wasn't like she hadn't made out with a person before. Like, she's not new to this. But just the way that Percy kissed her, it was different. It made her feel something new. Unfortunately, it was too short for her liking, and he pulled back with a calm expression unlike her. Annabeth guessed she looked now like a deer stuck in a car's headlights, because, that was how she was feeling. Well, that's that. Thanks for coming, Percy said with a wide smile. What, was he for real? Annabeth had just experienced the most sweet and mind-blowing kiss in her life, and Percy was just cool with it. Yeah, it was fun. Bye, Annabeth said quickly, before the sheer shock, panic, or anger could set in. She waved awkwardly and closed the door herself. With a deep breath, Annabeth slid down the wall next to the door. "Oh God," she said. "Oh God."